Hi, this is Vicki from Grandma B's Junk Journal. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to share a little craft that I've been working on using one of my stocking stuffers that I bought for myself this year. It is a waterfall die that I use my Big Shot machine with, and I'm planning on putting these in my journals. And so I've been practicing on them. I love them. And so I thought I would bring you along, show you what I've created and how you could create one. And if you don't have one of these dies, how you could create one just by using just a rectangle or a square that you cut out. So the first few that I'm going to show you, I've taken images from an Eloise Wilkins storybook, the little golden book. These images are absolutely gorgeous. I've been using pages from here in the kits that I have on my website, which is grammybshop.com, and I'll put that in the description. So I have some of these in kits. I use them in my junk journals. I absolutely love using the images because they're just beautiful. And then I'm going to use the cover to make a junk journal in the near future. So what I've done is, let's see, I'll show you the waterfalls first and then step by step on how to create it. So this is the first one. The little girl image with the baby is just adorable. I have cut 4, I'm going to call these pages. I don't know if that's what they're really called, but they're 4 pieces of paper that are flips. And so the top one, I have the image with a button and I've glued some lace on it. And then the other 3, I have left just cardstock so that you could, the cardstock that I've used is single-sided so that you could use the back for journaling or for photos. And then of course the same. So I've used 4 of those. And then on the bottom, I've put another little image from that book. So what I will do is I will glue these onto a page in the junk journal, and then this will be a waterfall flap. Or you can also just clip them so that they float in the journal, and then you could use this for a photo spot or journaling spot as well. So I think that's absolutely adorable. You could just go crazy with embellishing. I've just put some simple lace and a button just because the images are so beautiful. I don't think it needs anything else, but you could certainly just really do so much with it. Here is another one, another image from that book, just a simple button and some lace at the top, cardstock, single-sided, and again there's 4 of those pages or flips, and then at the bottom I've put another image, and then here's another one from that book as well. I'm just loving these little children images. And then just some cardstock, and then another image there. This one, now I didn't really think that they needed to be closed with any kind of closure, but I did just put a ribbon on this one. And I think this was my first or second one, so I was still kind of playing around with it, learning how to use that die. And then this one I absolutely love. Oops, just got it in a knot, so I'll just pull it down. Okay, look at that. She's so adorable. You can see that's a picture of her on that cover. I just love it. Love it. And up here I just put a piece of ephemera with a button and some lace. And then I put another image on the back. So anyways, you could float these in your journals or glue them, attach them to a page. Lots of different things that you can do, but I love this. I have fooled around with the Waterfall a little bit in the past, but nothing much, but I really, really love this die. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to make one that I use the die and I cut all of the pieces out, and then we'll just use some rectangles. Okay. So I took a page from another. Okay, so let me rewind a little bit. I'm working on a custom junk journal for a previous customer that she ordered, and it's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So this is just a second Three Bears book that I had in my classroom when I was teaching, and I've just torn some pages out, and I'm going to use some of the images from this book to make a waterfall in her custom junk journal that I'm creating for her, but it's going to be in the same way of the others that I showed you. So what I did is I took an image from that book and I glued it on a piece of cardstock, just white cardstock, about 5 1/4 by 7 inches, because the custom junk journal I'm creating for her is a little golden book, so it's like about 6 by 8. So I made it a little bit smaller so that if she wants to glue this onto a page, she can, and it will fit perfectly, or she could just clip it and have it floating. That way she could use this as a photo spot or journaling spot. So that's going to be for the back. This little image from the book is going to be it's going to be on the top. And then I cut out a white scrapbook paper. So for this waterfall, I have the back page, which I cut 5 1/4 by 7, glued an image on. Then I cut, let's see, what did I do here? We need 3 cardstock that will be the flaps or the pages for the waterfall, and then a 4th one in white, because I want to back up this image, because this is just a page from the book, and so it's really flimsy and I want it nice and sturdy. So what I did was I used that die, I cut it out just like the others, but then I cut the top off so that it would just glue nicely on that front. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you. So I just cut the top flap off. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully my glue bottle is not stuck or plugged, I should say. And it is. Hold on one second. I apologize. I love these little bottles, but boy, they sure do the glue gets stuck so easy. And I'm just using art glitter glue. There we go. And I mean, you could certainly use any kind of glue. As I've said in many other videos, I love the art glitter glue. That's kind of my go-to. But you could certainly use glue sticks, really any kind of glue for paper crafting, that would be fine. So now I've got to get this on here so it covers nicely. Okay, so here we have the front or the top, okay? And this is scored right here. When you use that die, here's the top flap, and it scores it for you. So then all you have to do is fold it under like this. And then I'm going to go ahead, and each of these are scored. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn it down, fold it over, and fold it over. Now, I'm working with the 7-inch space here, so I'm going to try and space them as best as I can. So I'm going to start it at the bottom, because I know I want that bottom page to touch the bottom. So all I'm going to do is put some glue here, and I'm going to kind of line this up like this, kind of center it, and then just push it down. Okay, so that's going to turn up like this, and then underneath it is going to be the 3 bears going into the cottage. Okay, then I know I want the image up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to glue that. Whether this be right or wrong, this is the way I'm doing it, and it seems to be working okay for me. I am sure there are 100 different ways to do this, and probably some that are much better than mine. So please feel free to do however you want. I guess my main thing is I want it to touch the bottom and the top, and I want them to be lined up. So that's kind of my goal here. Now I have 2 more pages that they're going to go in between here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this flap here. I'm trying to do this fast so my glue doesn't clog up again. Okay, so I'm going to go just like this. Now I've watched some videos, and I know some people work from the bottom down, some people work from the top down. I'm just kind of doing what works for me. Now I want it kind of spaced in the middle, right? But like I said, this might be the wrong way for somebody, but it works for me. So, and then I'm just going to kind of space it here, make sure it's even up on both sides, and hopefully it looks all right. Okay, so there you go. Now, some of them that I did, I trimmed right up close. See this? I trimmed it right up close to it. For today, I'm just going to leave these because this is going into, like I said, a junk journal that somebody asked me to create for them. So I'm just going to leave it this big, and then the person who's receiving that junk journal, if she wants to cut it down, she certainly can, but she also might want that larger back on it. So I'm just going to leave that. Now, what I am going to do though, I do want a little bit of embellishment, not much because I don't really think it needs it, but I do really love the lace at the top. So I'm just going to kind of measure it like this. I thrift a lot of my lace. I think this probably came from Joann's maybe. Not for sure on that. I get a lot from online auctions and thrift stores, and so I can't say for sure where I got that, but any kind of trim, lace, rickrack, buttons, stickers, anything like that, anything to embellish just to make it look a little bit cuter. And the glue that I'm using for the lace is Fabri-Tac, and it dries really fast, super fast actually. I use the Fabri-Tac for anything with, fabric or lace. It dries pretty fast, and it is super sturdy. So that will hold it just like that. Now, I do want to add a button. I love buttons. I'm a sewer, and lace and buttons are kind of my go-to for embellishing because number one, I have so much, but also I love it. So I don't know, we have a little bit of orange, yellow kind of there. I think that's too orangey. I don't know. I'm going to just go with that because I think it's cute. Although I think any kind of buttons would look super cute. So I just think that this is a pretty good match for that. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Fabri-Tac and glue that down, and that's pretty much it for this. Now, I've noticed on my other ones, it will end up lying down flat. It just is, it's up in the air a little bit. But, so here you have the waterfall, so you can write or put your photos. That is why I do like I did use a double-sided cardstock, which does look nice. I will say it does look nice, but I really like the white option so that you can do your writing and see it nicely. But you can certainly cover that up. And then we have this cute little image. Now you could also, I mean, you could really go crazy with embellishing, you know, just collaging would be super, super nice on here as well. But so there's lots of things you can do. I just wanted to show you something quick and easy. So that is how you use the waterfall. So what I did on here, I only used this die, and I just ran it through my Big Shot, and I made 4 of these. Now, if you were to buy this, you also get this little die so that you can have another one inside it, so that this would actually be in border. It also comes with these 2 little flaps. I've not used these. I did try, and I didn't really like the way that I was doing it, but these are for kind of like the closures. And then another thing I liked, it comes with this little stamp that says 4x4. So like if you were making this for somebody and you knew that they were going to do a photo, you could stamp this right here, and that would tell the person that, oh, okay, a 4x4 photo will fit there. So I thought that was kind of cool too. It was not very expensive, but I'm very glad that I decided to gift myself that for Christmas. Sometimes you just have to do that, right? So moving on. All right, so if you didn't have that die, like what I did, I just cut 5 inches by 4.5 inches. That's about the size of what that die is. Let's see, I cut the top for that one, but so this is one that I cut from the die cutting machine, and then this is the rectangle that I cut, so it matches up pretty good. The only thing that you would have to do, you want to cut this. Now you can cut it as big as you want. It's really up to you. I was just trying to give you an example of what you could do if you didn't have the die and have it in similar size as what I made. So again, it's 5 inches by 4.5 inches. And then you're going to want to score at the top so that you can fold the flap over. Now I have my scoreboard here. You don't have to use a scoreboard. You can just, I mean, it works just fine if you just fold it, right? You do not have to have a scoreboard. This is just something that I do have. And I'm going to score it at about the 1/2 inch, about right there. Again, you absolutely do not have to have a scoreboard for this. I'm just fortunate enough that I do have one. And I'm just scoring it 1/2 inch at the top, and that is going to be the little flap that I'm going to turn over and glue on the page. So I'm hoping that that makes sense to you. Again, if you don't have a scoreboard, not a problem. Just, you could fold one over approximately 1/2 inch, and then you could take the next piece of cardstock, put it right to it, and you could just kind of fold it right on top of it, and that's going to give you, you know, that's going to get pretty close. So now I am just folding those over, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to get my scoreboard out of here. Okay, so here's my little bundle that I put together. This is the back that I cut, and this will fit on a page in a junk journal. What I think it was 5 1/4 by 7, so it will fit in a little golden book junk journal nicely. And then I cut an image from that Goldilocks and the Three Bear book, because this is going to go in that custom book that I am making. Oh, come on, glue, don't fail me. So I'm just putting some wet glue on here. Again, I use the art glitter glue, but lots of other options. Now I cut it so it could have a little bit of a border like this. This does not have to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect, but you can certainly measure and cut and all of that business to make it perfect. So I have the 4 pages that's going to go in the waterfall. I took this image from that little, from the Goldilocks and 3 Bears, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that down. What did I want? They're both so cute. I want this. Okay, I want this side of the page, and I'm just not going to be totally perfect here. I just want this cute little image to go on the top flap or the top page. And I also wanted this text with it because I thought it was really cute. Okay. All right. So, and this time it was just right. So that is going to go on for the top. Just like that. And I love. Okay. So I'm going to, now so I have 4 of these, and I'm going to keep these white for now because I'm just showing you how to do this. So if you didn't have the die and you just wanted to cut and make a waterfall by yourself, you could cut 4. Now you could absolutely use 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You can use any amount that you want. I just have chosen 4. Okay. 5 by 4.5. Then we scored about a 1/2 inch up here and flipped it down. Now I'm going to put this one on the bottom. And I'm just going to kind of center it up and put it like this, because I want it to touch the bottom. You don't have to have it touch the bottom. Absolutely not. You don't have to do that. But I am. So then I'm going to glue the flap for the top, and I'm going to kind of center it so it's at the top and it kind of matches up to the bottom. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Okay. Now underneath here I have this much space to get these 2. So yes, some of that image is going to be covered, unfortunately. I'm going to stick that right about there. Okay, and then I have this much space to fit this. Okay. Okay, so there is our waterfall. And then I'm going to put this at the top. Now for this, I just cut out the plain white cardstock because I just wanted to show you, you don't have to have fancy cardstock. You don't, you can just, it can be very simple. So for this, I haven't decided what I'm going to do on the others. I may just pick out images from that extra story and then add some more images here. I may just embellish it. I haven't decided. I could also cut this down so it's right flush up to the pages. I haven't decided on that either. But I just wanted to show you that you don't have to have that a die to cut those fancy pages out or flaps out. You could simply just use squares, cut out rectangles. You could make waterfalls with circles or hearts or stars. You can do it however you want to. The big takeaway, I guess, would be you want to make sure that you have that flap that you can glue down so it's underneath it. That way it flips up. And then you have all of this space. So this could be for journaling. You could put photos here. Since this is going to go in a Goldilocks and the Three Bears book, I will more than likely take some more images from that story and add it on here, leaving lots of space for journaling and photos if the person who's purchasing the book wants to add those kind of things. So I hope that this has given you some ideas. If you haven't tried a waterfall, don't wait. Don't let it intimidate you, because it's really very easy, and there's so many things that you can do. You can get any of your old children's books. If you're watching this, I'm going to guess that you are probably a junk journaler, and you probably have all kinds of books and images or ephemera in your stash. You don't have to use a children's book image. Maybe you have a cookbook that has a pumpkin pie on it. Okay, maybe this could be a flap that has some different recipes that you want to add into your journal. Maybe you are a person who loves to go out in the wilderness and you have some magazines or crafting magazines. Maybe you could cut out an image from a crafting magazine and just make this a project flip waterfall. So there's lots of different things that you can do with this. So I hope that I've given you some ideas, and I thank you very much for stopping by my channel. And if you could like and subscribe, I would certainly appreciate it. I am trying to grow my channel, and I do greatly appreciate you stopping by. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.